When Lamar Jackson came into the league, he had completely changed the game by year 2. His mobility made him nearly impossible to guard, and that opened up all kinds of passing lanes for him to exploit over the middle or deep down the field. Jayden Daniels is not quite Lamar Jackson, but he's the closest thing we've seen enter the league since Jackson, and he has some of the same traits that have tormented NFL defensive coordinators since Jackson entered the league and will continue to torment them when Daniels entered the leagues. Daniels has one very obvious, very deadly strength. It's what won him the Heisman, his rushing ability. He's not a power runner. Instead, he wins with speed and finesse. In the open field, he truly looks like a wide receiver. He's as close to Lamar Jackson in the open field as we've ever seen. And while he's not quite as quick and twitchy, he might just be as fast in a straight line. What I really appreciate about Daniels is that he's not a one-trick pony, not by any stretch of the imagination. He's actually a relatively polished quarterback. When I watched him before the season to preview this class, I'd be lying if I said I didn't walk away a little bit disappointed. As a thrower, he was inconsistent at best, especially his deep ball. But Daniels turned that glaring weakness into perhaps his greatest strength. His deep ball is one of the prettiest in college football, and they're much more pinpoint and precise than they used to be. He's also developed a really pretty back shoulder fade, really pretty, and improved his accuracy at all levels of the field. Daniels is very mature in the pocket as well. He stands in and delivers shot after shot despite having a lot of pressure allowed by a relatively leaky offensive line at LSU. He's a player that reads the defense from deep to short, which I always love, as it means the player is very much going to maximize his opportunities downfield. Instead of constantly looking to check down, he's always looking to go bombs away. But if the bomb isn't there, he's very willing to check down and move on to the next play, which is a big improvement that I've seen from year 3 to year 4. His footwork is also much improved as well. It's still a little bit slow and deliberate. He's going to have to speed it up when he gets to the next level. But he is in a much better place now than he was in 2022. Constantly throwing from positions of power, constantly throwing from positions of stability. It has really improved his accuracy, short, intermediate, and deep down the field. As for the negatives, Daniels is still largely being asked to be a 1-2 go kind of player, meaning he makes one read, he makes 2 reads, and if it isn't there, he's being asked to scramble. He also has a bit of a bad habit of locking onto his primary receiver. Now, this is an understandable issue. When you have Malik Neighbors to throw to, who wouldn't lock onto the number 1 receiver? We saw Joe Burrow have a problem with it when he was at LSU when he had Jamar Chase. Obviously, he's a great runner, and you don't want him to stop doing that, but I would like to see him running to throw instead of just running to run a little bit more. What I mean by that is when he breaks out of the pocket, most of the time, he's dropping his eyes and getting straight into scramble mode. He's not really looking to throw the ball down the field anymore. But oftentimes in the NFL, the biggest plays to be had are the ones that are there when plays break down. It's where we see Patrick Mahomes win over and over and over, is that when he is scrambling, he's constantly looking down the field. If Daniels can develop that ability, which he does start to flash a little bit as he gets to the end of the season, keep his eyes up instead of dropping them down to run, we could have an extremely special quarterback on our hands here. And finally, and this is probably my biggest concern, he's got issues as a quarterback. My biggest concern for him is his health, because he takes some absolutely monstrous hits. He's not a big man. He's probably going to weigh in at just around 200 pounds. And there are far too many plays on his tape where he's getting absolutely walloped by defenders. So in this first play we're going to watch from Daniels, we're going to get a little bit into my biggest fear for him as a player, his reckless abandon that he has with the ball. On this play, it's 2nd and 9, and by no means is it a make or break kind of play. He would still have a whole other down to make something happen. The defense is showing a pretty obvious, 2-man look with the 4-man front. Daniels gets the snap. He's looking at number 1 right there, which is Brian Thomas on the outside, who's going to be running a post route underneath the safety's face. And then he's going to read number 2, which I believe is, I don't remember the receiver, but he's going to be running a little speed out. Daniels doesn't like the look, so he immediately checks down. Granted, if he had stayed on number 1 a little bit longer, he would actually see that Thomas is about to flash wide open for what could potentially be a touchdown, but we'll get to that a little bit more. And he turns from his 1-2 go kind of quarterback. I don't mind it. He has a lane. He has the ability to make some plays with his legs. While you would like to see him throw that post, on this play, he just doesn't see it. So he tucks it and run. He, at probably 200 pounds soaking wet, thinks, I'm going to jump over somebody. This is the kind of thing we cannot have in the next level. Doing that, looking the way that he just looked, getting absolutely smashed by number 15, one of the hardest hitting linebackers in college football. I don't remember his name. This is not a position you ever want your franchise quarterback to be in. And there really isn't, in this instance, anything to excuse him playing with that. It's 2nd down and 9. The game isn't on the line. It's the first quarter. And he's doing shit like this. That can't happen. That's going to get you killed at the next level. Let's move on to the next play. Soon in the next drive, we get a 1st and 10. Florida State is flashing another cover 2 look. You can see man up top, man over the middle of the field. They are trying to force them to work the short game. Daniels wants to go for it all. He's got Malik Neighbors running a streak on the outside, and frankly, Neighbors probably has him beat on this double move right about there. But what Daniels has done is stare down his number 1 read the entire way. And you can see the safety knows exactly where this ball is going, probably before Daniels even knows where it's going. And he gets absolutely clobbered. His receiver pays for it. Daniels is staring at him the whole way. The safety is watching it the whole way. And this is an area of Daniels' game I really would like to see improve. Now, always in pass interference at the end. I'm not going to give him too much shit for making that throw. Ultimately, he put it high and away in a place where it won't get intercepted. The problem really is that he stares the guy down. Why not? If you know this is where you want to go, if you know where you want to throw to number 1, and you know Neighbors is going to get open at a one-on-one shot with a corner in college football, it's just going to happen. So why not look the safety off a little bit? Why not give your guy a chance instead of setting him up for absolute failure? I mean, from the jump, bam, eyes are already there. Safety is already breaking over before the ball's even there. Bam! Neighbors gets clobbered because he stares him down the whole way. It's the little things. It's the little things that win for you in the NFL, and this is where you really would like to see him maybe just develop a little bit with his eyes. This is where we start to see some of the maturity of Jayden Daniels. This is where we're going to start getting into some of the good. Daniels has identified what he wants to do pre-snap. He can see Florida State showing a zone look. You can just tell based on the numbers. They have 4 guys out here. There's only 3 defenders out there. It's a pretty easy zone read kind of look. You got the safety rolling down. So you're starting to see cover 3. This guy's going to go over the top. This guy's going to float downfield. This guy's going to bail. This guy's going to bail. These are droppers. And Daniels has read that. And he knows what he wants to do because he has a great play designed to beat cover 3. That being said, if this guy is going to drop into the flat or drop into this area of the field, he needs to be held. He needs to be stopped. And this is where we see Daniels do a really good job with some eye manipulation. Instead of staring at his receiver the whole time, he stares at the safety the whole time. You can see the look we're getting. It's a cover 3 drop and cover 3 match is what it really is. It's cover 3 match. And Daniels makes this safety think there's something going on behind his head. Look at him. He's frozen. He's supposed to be over here. He is supposed to be stopping this play right here. But instead he holds him with his eyes. Now, does he miss this wide open tight end over the middle of the field? Absolutely. Am I going to punish him for throwing a first down hole shot on 3rd down, just taking the guarantee from his pre-snap reads? Absolutely not. And it's fantastic eye manipulation by Daniels. Look at him. He's staring down that safety the whole time. And then at the last second, looks at his target, rips it right in time, first down. The defense is going to show a cover 1 look. You see the safety roll down. You see everybody else bail out. You got your droppers in the middle. It's a match across the board. And he can read that by seeing Brian Thomas getting followed. So he knows he's got this nice scissor actions coming. He's going to have this guy break right here. Now, what Jayden Daniels used to do a lot is he would have to wait for that guy to get wide open. Look at when he reels back. Right when the guy's at his break. Right when he's going to flip around. And bam, there's the ball right there. Easy first down. Let your guy go make a play after the throw. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. And it doesn't look like anything particularly special. You might look at it, well, it's just an out route. It's an out route with anticipation. And it's the level of anticipation that we did not see from Jayden Daniels nearly enough last year. For a quarterback with his experience, you would love to see that kind of anticipation. Here we get another example of throwing with anticipation. It looks small. It looks like nothing. But he's looking off the guy. He flashes over, rips it before his receiver is even out of his break. It doesn't look like anything special, but these are the kind of plays that win at the next level. He looks him off, rips it at the last second, hits Neighbors right at the top of his break. Number 8 has nothing he can do to break up that pass. On this play, we're going to get another example of great poise under pressure and anticipation by Jayden Daniels. You can see he knows the coverage. The motion comes over, DB follows him. That's your automatic trigger. Hey, this is probably man coverage, which means he knows he's got one-on-one coverage on his guy. He's got to get to the sticks. They got to get to the sticks. It's third down and long. Got to get to the sticks. And Daniels knows that. Oh, it's not man. Or it is man, but it's a blitz. Daniels might not have seen that coming, but he's got a nice protect going on. But here comes this DB bearing down on him. Nobody open, nobody out of their break. Someone about to come out of their break up at the top, but no one out of their break. Instead of panicking, which he very easily could have done. Look how close he got to getting hit. Look how close that defender is. And look at all the green grass Daniels had. Knowing the athlete that he is, he could have just scrambled. He could have just gone for it. Instead, he stands in and delivers a freaking dot under pressure for the first down. A dot. Easy throw for him. And this is the kind of stuff you want to see the next level. Here comes number 3. Bearing down on him. Daniels, you know he knows. He's looking right at him. He easily could have tried to bail out. Easily could have bailed out. Pull shot. Beautiful throw. Great poise under pressure. Hallmark of great NFL quarterbacks. Here's the situation. 2nd and 10. LSU down by 4. They really need to start driving down the field making some plays. Daniels is seeing he's got a one-on-one up here with Malik Neighbors on a fade shot. And boy, oh boy, has Daniels gotten really good at hitting these fade shots. Really good. You're going to see him read the man. As soon as he pulls down this fake and drugs in the linebacker, he knows exactly what he wants to do. It's one-on-one. But he does see, hey, corner's still kind of over the top. My guy doesn't have him beat over the top. Where he does have him beat is to the outside. So he works that leverage. Look at the back shoulder ball placement. Look at the back shoulder ball placement. That is special ball placement. And this is where he has improved a lot. In the past, Daniels would have just ripped that over the top, probably thrown an interception, maybe missed over the top. That's kind of what he flashed along on his tape last year. Now he's gotten so much better at reading coverage, reading technique, reading when he needs to throw a back shoulder, and the back shoulder ball has improved so much from Daniels. Those are the kinds of things that NFL scouts are going to drool over. Now let's get ready to watch what has slowly become the hallmark of Jayden Daniels. The slot fade. Immediately he's reading man coverage again. You got the guy down here at the bottom who's he's buying time. He's not actually trying to get open. He's trying to buy time for this guy to break into this space here. Daniels identifies the man coverage. It looks like it's cover 1. I mean, look at the routes. Not open, not open, not open. It's all a scheme to get this guy open on the slot fade. What that means, though, is you have to be an exceptional deep ball thrower. This is not an easy throw. You don't have a ton of space to throw into here unless you throw it early. Daniels does. DB's beat. If you're even, you're leaving. Daniels drops it right in the bucket. Look at the ball placement. Look at the ball placement. It really doesn't get much better than that. It really doesn't. I don't know if he could have thrown a prettier ball. But look at him hold the safety too. He holds the safety with his eyes for just a little bit, just long enough to where the safety is not going to get over there and make the play. Ooh. Dropped the biscuit in the basket. That's a gorgeous play. Gorgeous play. And that is where he has improved so much, is as a deep ball passer. Last year, he couldn't hit a deep ball to save his life. He missed out on a lot of big plays because he couldn't hit those deep shots. Now, he worked on it all offseason. That deep ball, it's a thing of beauty. Thing of beauty. Now, we got a treat for you. We're going to watch the 2 plays that won Jayden Daniels the Heisman. Daniels is reading. Nothing much open except for maybe Malik Neighbors here. Could he throw these routes? He could. And you would like to see that. And this is kind of what I talk about when I say I wish he would scramble to throw. I wish he would keep his eyes downfield a little bit more. But now we're going to see why he doesn't. Because he can do this. And not many other people can do that. This is the SEC, mind you. He is pulling away from SEC defenders and making it look easy. This is where the Lamar Jackson comparison's in. I compare him to someone a little bit closer to Deshaun Watson. But my goodness. Look at him go. And this is where he turns from quarterback to wide receiver. From their own 15-yard line. There's not a lot of quarterbacks can do this. Play the walk-off music. It's over.
Jackson is his running back, and Daniels pulls it, takes it himself. He's got the sideline. Jayden Daniels off to the races. And a bend back inside.